You guys saw the title. It's true. It's true. We're giving away a Switch OLED. That's right, folks. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel to enter to win a Switch OLED. We will be drawing the winner live next week on Friday. So go ahead and join that stream as well. We have a link down in the description to set up your notifications to be at that stream. Also, I want to note, when you subscribe to our channel, you're going to want to make sure that you do not have your sub set to private. You need to go into your settings. If your subscription is set to private, there's no way for me to know if you are subscribed. So please take care of that before the live stream next week. Otherwise, you can literally just open it up for a day just for that stream and then go back to private if that's what you like. All right, folks, we got some news for you today. Oh boy, the big story. You already see it in the title. Yes, it's true. It's real. It's been announced. There will be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. So let's just say to all the haters out there, oh, beyond all that, we have some other news, some updates on the Metroid Dread amiibo twin pack, and a weird thing going on with a Sonic game. Yeah, let's get into this stuff right now. All right, so first up, our very first story today is going to be a quick one about the Metroid Dread amiibo 2-pack. So Nintendo UK and obviously all the other various Nintendo of Europe accounts have put out there that the Metroid Dread amiibo 2-pack in the UK and Europe has been delayed from the original release date, which was obviously October 8th, the same day as the Metroid Dread game, to November 5th due to shipping delays. Obviously, we have no idea what caused those shipping delays, but that is something that's happening. They noted it's not manufacturing delays, it's shipping delays. So something's going on with their shipments and their ability to get those shipments to retail outlets in time for the game to come out. This is just affecting there. It has not been announced that there's any shipping delays here in North America. So as far as we're aware, we're going to have the amiibo no problem. I also wonder if maybe they couldn't make enough of them to get them out worldwide on the same day. I don't know. That's just something that is a little sad since most people are going to have the game, you know, for over a month. But it is what it is, or at least a month, I should say. But yeah. The Metroid Dread amiibo twin pack. It looks really, really cool. A lot of people did miss the pre-orders on it. It is sold out. But whatever. Tune in tonight, by the way, on our podcast. We might have some giveaways happening on our podcast tonight that you guys are going to want to get in on. All right. Our second story deals with a Sonic the Hedgehog game. So a Sonic the Hedgehog game sold a few days ago for a record $430,000 and $430,500. Yeah, a lot of money. This is actually a record for any Sega Genesis game of all time in terms of an auction price. And there's actually been a lot of heat to some of these auctions lately after certain Nintendo games topped $1 million. Because there's been a lot of artificial inflation or profiteering potentially in play. At least these are the accusations, and there's been evidence provided. All of this stuff has been completely denied by everyone involved, of course. And we don't technically have any definitive proof that that's happening. Although, something interesting is happening with this one, and I think this might provide actual, real, tangible evidence that all of us can see with our own two eyes. That's because this game that sold for $430,000, $500, has a WADA rating. A WADA is one of the rating boards out there that rates the pristineness of the game. The games obviously have to be in the original box, obviously if it's still shrink wrapped, all that jazz, and the condition of the box and all that. You might not even know the condition of the game inside because you shouldn't open the box. That will actually ruin the value of that rating, or it'll lower that rating. Here's the thing though. This game that sold had a WADA rating of 9.4. Obviously, any game selling for a high amount of money is going to have a 9 point something. Nothing really ever gets a 10.0 when it's that old, but a 9 point something is very near pristine. This is not pristine. There is a cut, a rip, or something in the box on the bottom right corner that all of us can see. There's also a noticeable dent at the top of the box. That is not a 9.4 rating. And to make sure I wasn't going insane, because I thought, maybe WATA is just very lenient in their ratings, right? So I looked up other, Sega games, Sonic games in particular, WATA rated on the interwebs. And it turns out there are ones that look significantly better than this one that have WATA ratings of a 6 point something, a 7 point something, nowhere near 9s. And this one has a tear and a dent. Let's just say this is not a 9.4 thing. This just leads, whatever. Like, my initial thought was obviously the WATA rating was faked, right? That was my initial thought. Like, that's why I blast WATA. It's faked. But WATA was apparently present at the auction. So, I don't know what to think anymore, other than clearly something really bad is going on in the industry when it comes to retro games, and it's not a good time to be a collector. I don't know if there's artificial inflation going on. I don't know. We talked about potential profiteering. Some people have even talked about how there could be some money embezzlement or something crazy going on. I have no idea. I don't know enough about the particulars here. I know about all the accusations and the denials and the lack of absolute definitive evidence, more so circumstantial evidence that's been provided by a certain YouTube channel that did a really good job on at least trying to connect all the dots and make sense out of this craziness. But this, to me, is the most blatant. Hey, at least those other games that sold for those crazy prices, the ratings on those games seemed correct. 9.4 WATA rating on this, that does not look right here at all. There's nothing about this that actually looks right. That's not good. So, buyer beware, I guess, when it comes to retro games right now. And maybe don't use WATA to rate your games if you just want to have them rated in your collection, even if you don't plan to sell them. Some people just want to know what the rating of their game is, because obviously the higher the rating, the more collectible the game is. Now, moving on, we obviously have our big story today. Oh boy, there's a Nintendo Direct. We told you guys there would be a Direct this September. In fact, some people said that I guaranteed there would be, and I did kind of say those words, that I guaranteed, although it was my opinion, that there would be a Direct this month. And bada bing, bada boom, we are getting a Direct this month. It is happening tomorrow, officially announced by Nintendo. It will happen at 9:23 at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is actually a bad time for me, but we'll make it happen. We'll still live stream it. We'll get her done. It's going to be 40 minutes long. Woo! It's going to be focusing on Nintendo Switch games launching this winter, of course. That's what they usually do. So, yeah. Remember, we talked about the controller patent, how they have to get something announced before tomorrow. So, expect the Nintendo Switch Online announcement. I just have to say, I always get really hyped for Nintendo Directs. And tonight on the Nintendo Prime Podcast, we absolutely will be hyping the hell out of this Direct and talking about all of our expectations while also doing some giveaways and having a lot of fun. But here's the thing. This Direct announcement feels extra special to me. Not only because I predicted this Direct announcement, not only because I expected this Direct announcement this month, but we'll set that aside. I don't really care about my personal opinion. I think it's the amount of vitriol that's been tossed my way over pointing out over the course of the month all the various evidence factors that pointed to a Direct happening. Both the history of Directs, specifically September Directs that happened during the Nintendo Switch era, pointing out the fact that there's a controller patent that is going to be publicly unveiled basically tomorrow, and we're going to know everything about it. Nintendo's going to want to announce that before that happens. And yeah, I did note yesterday they didn't have to be a Direct, but guess what? It is one. So, it just feels good sometimes to get something correct like this and breathe a sigh of relief. All factual and tangible evidence told us a Nintendo Direct was here. It was coming. I don't know what more needs to be said. See you guys tonight on the Nintendo Prime Podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see if we have another one today. For now, I think the news is probably going to die down to the Direct tomorrow. But we do have the Nintendo Prime Podcast tonight. I mentioned a couple times we do have a giveaway or two happening on that podcast. It is episode 20 of our rebooted podcast. Wanted to do a little bit of a celebration giveaway for that. Then we're on our road to 50 and then 100. And I think that'll be our two next giveaway episodes for the Nintendo Prime Podcast. But obviously tonight, we'll be talking massively about the Direct happening tomorrow. Next week will be a bit of a weird one because we'll be talking about Metroid Dread heading into launch, talking about Switch OLED heading into launch, and also obviously some late reactions to the Direct. Although we might do a bonus discussion episode tomorrow or the day after at some point. You guys know we'll be live streaming this Nintendo Direct tomorrow as well. We'll have a pre-show, we'll have a post-show, we'll have a good time together. Again, this Direct's 40 minutes. This is a big one. This isn't one of those 20-minute ones they've tossed out in the past. This is 40 minutes. Smash character reveal? Probably. You know, new DLC for Age of Calamity? Probably. You know, new modes and things like Mario Parties? Probably. There's a lot for Nintendo to talk about. Maybe even a surprise game reveal. Because that's the way Directs work. Alright, folks. I am Nathaniel Robojans from Nintendo Prime. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video.